All right, we're in for mod 9B now. This is the second one. I told you I was going to show you a slightly different perspective, and I developed this out of just the normal way I go about like cleaning out my garage. So when I clean out my garage, and it's usually a mess, the first thing I do is pull all the stuff out and sort it into the things that I want to keep and the things that I want to get rid of. Now, some of the things I can get rid of right away and throw them in the trash. Some of the things I don't want to get rid of, but I don't use them very often. So on those, I want to kind of put them in the back when I put them back in. And all this is going through my mind while I'm cleaning, while I'm pulling these things out. But I switch the set and shine around because once I get everything pulled out, that's the time to clean. That's the time to clean everything. So you want to clean all of the storage area, all of the shelf units, the floors, and all the stuff that's covered with dust from being in there for so long. So shine is going to be the next, then set, and then simplify. And what I'm going to do is kind of go through some details of each one of these. But first, let's talk about why do it. Why is 4S so important? Why is it critical that we really focus on workplace organization? And first, it sets a foundation. It really does allow us to see things that we might not otherwise see through the clutter. So for any other transformation activity, we want to start by just getting our stuff together and getting it organized. It builds in control, flexibility, the lean work system that I mentioned in earlier modules, a continuous improvement culture. It sets ownership of the processes. People take pride in their workplace when it's nice and clean and well organized, and they don't waste a lot of time searching for things. And it also contributes to value creation because it really doesn't cost anything to do a 4S campaign. It does take some time to think about organizing the workplace deliberately, and so in that respect, it is much more than just housekeeping. One of the best things about it is it just makes problems stick out. If you're keeping things clean and all of a sudden you come into something that's dirty, that tells you there's a little bit of a problem. 4S also gives you the foundation for a learning organization. And I've mentioned before that Lean is all about creating a learning organization in your workplace. And we'll talk about the visual workplace. So I did some digging around, and there was an IKEA study that showed that the average person loses over 6.5 months of their lives looking for missing things. And they use that to kind of support, here, buy our stuff that organizes things. I've seen studies that range from 6.5 months to 600 days, which is a couple of years almost. So the real message is we spend a lot of time looking for stuff. And whenever we're looking for stuff, that means we're not creating value. That means we're not doing work. That means we're not doing what we need to be doing. And so anything we can do to reduce that amount of time, we want to be able to do that. At work, that might mean making the parts and supplies easy to access. So we don't put locks on things, we don't put lids on things, we don't put doors on things. Now that freaks a lot of people out because, oh my God, people will walk off and steal all this stuff. Well, if you have thieves in the workplace that you've hired, you might run into a couple little problems, but you're going to be able to see everything so quickly. You're going to know what's missing very quickly, and you'll be able to take immediate action. Everybody there knows that everything is visible. And so people learn this habit and they keep the system maintained instead of taking things. If you do have people who take things from work, you know how to fire them, right? We also want to make our instructions for these things very easy to see and very easy to understand. We've got a great positive impact, visibility and awareness of problems. It supports that ownership that I mentioned before. It really helps us eliminate safety hazards. Anything that's on the floor that people could slip on or trip over, any hinges that could pinch people, those are the things we want to look for when we're trying to organize the workplace. And it's an easy way to get people engaged in this process because it affects their own work. I would say the biggest challenge is convincing leaders that they need to take the time to do this. So these positive impacts are those things I want you to argue for. We're going to use 5S and 4S to improve quality because it promotes that repeatability and allows us to reduce the number of errors that people make. It's going to support maintenance activities. So we'll actually take better care of our equipment with more cleaning, less abrasive wear. We'll be more likely to discover an upcoming problem by taking these proactive maintenance measures that come with just basic 5S and keeping things clean. It ensures the proper disposition of materials because it's visible. It shows you where all the equipments are and parts are supposed to be. It shows you where all the documents are supposed to come in. It shows you how your files are organized. It shows you where everything is supposed to be, and so you can prioritize and disposition much easier. And it's also going to improve your cost. You'll see in some of the pictures how people have saved tons and tons of floor space, freed up filing cabinets and storage cabinets, and because people are not walking around searching for stuff, you're really going to see your labor efficiencies and your productivity jump.